Hey, what's up guys, it's Kazooie here, and welcome to another squad builder on my channel, which is actually based around these summer transfers. But before we do start, I'd like to say a huge thank you to you guys for 250,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is seriously insane. I might do an updated setup video since I've actually got some new stuff in my room as well, which I would like to show you guys. So yeah, you can hopefully expect that very soon. But anyway, we're going to be starting off with the summer transfers skill squad, which is in the 4-4-1-1 formation. We start off in goal with Manuel Neuer, which is a goalkeeper I never really liked before in Ultimate Team, at least this year. But he actually did very well in this squad, which is of course a good thing, because that means I'll most likely use him again in the future. Then we move to the first centre back. That is actually a 4-star skiller. You all know who it is. That is of course Emre Can from Liverpool, and this is actually the first time for me using him properly in a skill squad, and I actually really liked him. Despite him being a centre back, not really having the most insane stats for a centre back, he did a good job. He has 79 pace, which is his standout stat, and that is also the reason why he's actually decent as a centre back. He can catch up quickly with other attackers and stuff, and that is a thing you of course need with defenders. And you can see from these clips, I tried to go on some skill runs with him, especially this one, which was pretty much at the final minute of the game in the 90th minute. Could have been a really nice goal. We got so far, but then unfortunately the goalkeeper saved it. We still managed to get the goal though, but unfortunately I did manage to get one goal with Emre Can, which was a shame. Then we move on to the other centre back, which is actually a silver one, a player I never really used before in Ultimate Team as well, even though he has some pretty awesome stats. That is Leukemia from Werder Bremen, and I was seriously surprised with this guy because his stats are kind of a lie, especially 72 pace, because this guy feels so quick in game. It is ridiculous. He's so good. And look at this for a goal, by the way. You've probably seen it on my Instagram if you do follow me. If you don't follow me already, link is in the description. But yeah, these kind of free kicks are actually pretty easy to score in Ultimate Team. I think Nepenthez did a tutorial on it like a while ago. If I can find it, I'll leave it in the description down below. But as I said, Leukemia, a really awesome defender. Definitely recommend him. Then the right back is the upgraded version of Bellerin with 92 pace, 65 dribbling, 63 defending, and also 62 physical. Also could have gone with Debussy, but I just prefer Bellerin because of the pace. Then the left back we have Moreno. You could also go with Jose Enrique, I think, from Liverpool. But most people would go with Alberto Moreno since he's actually a really good left back in the game. I think a lot of people actually use him as well since he's just that good and also quite cheap. Then we move to the first centre-mid, who actually gets a perfect link with Leukemia. That is of course Makiadi, who also plays for Werder Bremen, also from DR Congo. And I was actually surprised with him since he did a very good job. Managed to get 5 assists with him, which is pretty sweet, and I did not really expect that at all, to be honest, since he was a player I did not really notice that much in game, but he still did a very good job. And then on the other side we have a transferred version, that is of course Kabai, who now plays for Crystal Palace, and he was a player I was kind of disappointed with because I expected him to at least get maybe like 5 or 6 assists and maybe 2 or 3 goals for maybe a free kick or something, but unfortunately that was not the case at all. I was close though with the free kicks because I think I hit the crossbar once or twice, which was a shame, but when it came to like just staying in his position, he did a great job. Then we move to the centre forward. That is of course the second inform, I think, from Bolasi, who has a central version as well. I decided to use him instead of his team the season version, since he is of course a left winger and he's seriously amazing in the game. Unfortunately though, he's a winger, so I can't really fit him into this team. But yeah, this version is also really good. I've used him quite a few times as well, and these were the goals I managed to score with him. A lovely running Waka Waka. I managed to hit the crossbar twice as well. Also hit the post. I think a pretty sweet goal. Also from kickoff I managed to score quite nice skill run. And the thing I noticed with this version of Bolasi was that his finishing was actually pretty good compared to his normal versions, I guess, his non-informs, which his shooting is sometimes a little bit debatable, but still in the season version also has insane shooting. So it is just the informs that I actually feel a difference when it comes to him being actually a clinical player. And yeah, I've told you guys before that I really like Bolasi in the game. He's big, he's strong, as I said, he has great finishing, for me anyway, so I would definitely recommend him to you guys. I'm not really too sure how much he's on the market, but I would definitely suggest him if you like to make a skill squad around him. Also the kind of thing I noticed in this squad, that he was a player who actually got involved a lot with the attack, which I did not really expect since this team was not necessarily built around him, but more of the transferred versions of the skillers, of course, which you will see in a moment. But yeah, Bolasi did a fantastic job in this team. I would definitely recommend it to you guys, as I said before. Then we move to the right mid, which is the first transferred 5-star skiller. That is Wellington Silva, who now moved to Arsenal. He will most likely get a different version soon as well, I think, since I think he'll go on loan to a different Premier League club or maybe to a different league. I'm not really too sure, but you can see from the stats that he only got 3 goals and 1 assist in 12 games, which is obviously not really the greatest. And I sort of already had a feeling when I made the squad that Wellington Silva especially would be a player who didn't really get to be involved a lot with the attack, since he's more of a player that stays wide instead of going forward a lot and stuff. And as I told you before, when I was talking about Bolasie, he was sort of the player that it was all about, instead of Wellington Silva also being one of those players, which was a shame. I probably should have changed the formation. That is also the reason why I'll probably make another video including Wellington Silva with maybe a few more skillers, just to try out him again in a different position. So hopefully you can see that on my channel very soon as well. Then we move to the left mid, which is actually a player that is out of position. That is Frankie Ribery. He's a left winger, still gets full chemistry. Also a player I didn't really get to play with a lot in the squad, simply because he was also a player who didn't really go forward a lot, just like with Wellington Silva. But when I got the chance, I scored a pretty nice goal, a pretty nice finish with his weak foot into the top corner at the near post, which was the only kind of nice goal I scored with him, I suppose. So yeah, we move to the striker already. That is of course the player you probably were all expecting already. That is Douglas Costa, a 5-star skiller. I actually really like this year in Ultimate Team. Him being one of the new 5-star skillers, I actually enjoy him a lot. You can see from the stats, 10 goals in 12 games, and also managed to get 4 assists for a lone striker is, I think, pretty nice. Especially him being a lone striker, him actually being out of position, because his default position is, I think, a center attacking mid, and that is also the reason why I like him so much, because you can pretty much play him anywhere. I've used this guy as a center mid, even as a striker as well in this team, of course, and he just did amazing for me. So I really like him. I would definitely recommend him to you guys, especially his Byron version, since you can now link him up with Ribery, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, him being a lone striker in this squad, I expected him to do not that well as he actually did in this team. He scored a bunch of goals. I think 10 goals in 12 games. For a 5-star skiller, for a lone striker, is pretty good, especially for me anyway, since I usually tend to go for some skill goals only. But yeah, as I said, he did a great job. His finishing was actually really good. Sometimes when I play with him, his finishing doesn't really seem to be that great, but he did an awesome job in this team. And him being not really the tallest striker, also the strongest, he just got past the defenders really easily with the skill moves and stuff. This could have been a pretty awesome goal from kickoff, where I did some nice skill moves there with Bolasie. And you can see him just getting past his defenders quite easily, also getting past 2 defenders in a row. Unfortunately though, this time the goalkeeper saved it, and then the final clip I actually got with him, which was, I think, in the same game. So some great skill moves, getting past the defenders again quite easily. A nice shot, and this time it actually went in. So yeah, that is pretty much a team I would recommend it to you guys, but don't really expect that much from the wingers, from Ribery and also from Wellington Silva. If you want to get more out of those players, I would change the formation to either 4-3-3 or maybe a 4-3-2-1, and maybe get some different players in the squad as well. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like. Would be very much appreciated. And if you can hit 3,000 likes, that would be absolutely awesome. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.